distinguished members of the Council, all this resembles the most appalling and abhorrent theater of the absurd imaginable in history. Day and night, Ukraine, a great European nation, is being brutally destroyed before the eyes of the entire international community by Russian ballistic missiles and killer drones. And all that the world community seems capable of doing is to convene a meeting of the UN Security Council and at best condemn Russia's war crimes and crimes against humanity being committed on a staggering scale. And some choose instead to hide behind abstract formulas, avoiding even mentioning Russia, the country that launched this war of extinction against Ukraine and continues to wage it with impunity. What a disgrace that to this day the UN Security Council has failed to take effective action to hold Russia to account and to prevent a daily genocide of the Ukrainian people carried out in plain sight of the world. Of course, we Ukrainians value the fact that Russia's barbaric war against our very statehood remains on the agenda of this Council. At the same time, it is equally clear that words alone, even the strongest words of condemnation of Russia's criminal actions uttered in this chamber, cannot stop the killing force of Russian ballistic missiles. Only decisive action, not words, not even the strongest words, can stop this deadly Russian war machinery. It is time for the Security Council to impose the most painful and far-reaching sanctions against Russia, against foremost those enterprises which produce deadly weapons, so that Mr. Putin is compelled to stop this war. And it is time to put an end to Russia's abuse of its veto power as a fig leaf, as an excuse for inaction, to stop allowing the aggressor state to hide behind the very privilege it has misused to shield itself from accountability. We understand that this Council has its own traditions and unwritten rules, a kind of pact of mutual non-aggression, but we can see that this is a road to nowhere. Unless Russia is shown that no one will any longer tolerate this cynical course of prolonging and even escalating the war against Ukraine, while simultaneously shifting blame and spreading lies